Okay, let's start on part 5-3, and this one would introduce to you the revolve boss command and the revolve cut command. Looking at this part, it's a relatively simple part, and the way I'll progress with this part is that I will first revolve a full solid cylinder. Okay, how this is done is done on a sketch. I just draw a simple rectangular. I need not create an axis or a center line for it. It's just a full solid rectangle, and I select the top edge of the rectangle as the axis to rotate about, and then it rotates for me. Next, I do a revolve cut, and what I basically do is I drew a center line through the center, and I drew a little rectangle box, and I revolve this box around, but instead of creating a solid body, it revolves cut and removes material instead. Okay, next I create a chamfer. After the chamfer, I cut out the top half, followed by the back slot. The top half and the back slot are all sketched on the mid plane, okay, the front plane, the front view, to which I will begin. Alright, so how do we first start? We start off with a sketch on the front plane, and I'll start the sketch from the bottom of the rectangle over here. Then I will add my dimensions. The dimensions of the length is 60 millimeters, and the width is the diameter is 40 millimeters, so the radius will be 20. Okay, just to be sure, diameter 40, that's right, 60, 20. Once this is done, um, rotating it about, okay, so that it gets a better view. Once this is done, go exit the sketch. Sorry. I'll exit the sketch, and I'll do this revolve base or revolve boss. Okay, and they are asking me what is the axis of revolution, because it could be this, and if I select this axis, it will revolve around this axis and it will be a disc, or if I revolve around this, it will be a rod. Okay, so I revolve it around, and I have a full solid. Next, I will create a sketch on the, I'll do the cutout, okay, the cutout, and I'll start the sketch on the front plane, and it will be a simple rectangle that I'll draw over here. The width of the rectangle is given to be 8 millimeters. There's a missing dimension in the notes. Okay, this distance to the outer edge, to the edge of the rod, is 6 millimeters. Okay, let's just give the value of 6 millimeters. The front edge of the cut out to the edge of the rod, this dimension is 14, right? And the last dimension, which is this dimension, is not critical, as long as, or actually what I can do is, let me delete that. Sorry, it's a bit cumbersome. Select that, delete. What I'll do is I will select this and press Ctrl, and I'll select the outer edge, and I'll say that these are collinear. Okay, collinear. So then what I'll do, the next thing, the last thing, which is the most important, is to draw a center line. The center line is this axis over here. Okay, I create a center line. Alright, if I don't want to create the center line, it is also okay. So let me show you another way of doing it. I'll just exit the sketch first. If I don't want to create a center line, what I need to do is I need to go to features, references, I create an axis, and then I select the surface of this cylinder, and they will generate an axis for me. Okay, so this is the axis that I'll use. Then what I'll do is I'll do a revolve cut, which is over here, and I'll select this profile to be the profile that I want to, sorry, let me try that again. I'll do a revolve cut, and I'll select this sketch as my sketch plane, and the axis that they asked me to select will be this, so I will be choosing the axis. And what I'll do is I select it and it is done. Okay, so that's the cutout. The next thing I'll do is the chamfer, and the chamfer option is distance and angles, and the distance is 4 millimeters, the angle is 45 degrees, so I select this, it's 45 degrees. Okay, so this is done. Then next is the cutout at the front, so I do a sketch and go to the front plane and I cut out the rectangle. Okay, and what happens is that I will align the rectangle to the silhouette edge of the component, press Ctrl, and then I'll make it collinear. I will align this to this edge and make this collinear as well. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll bring this up, I'll bring this across just to drag it to size it to the approximate dimension, and then I will dimension it, or I can actually just dimension it straight away just now. Okay, this distance is 32, and this edge to the silhouette edge at the bottom here, this one is 30. Okay, so everything is dimensioned according to the drawing that is given. Right, with this I extrude cut on both sides, so it's mid plane or through all at both. Okay, and I click accept, and what I get is the cutout. Okay, I repeat the same sketch for the T slot that's at the end of it, right? For the T slot that's at the end of it, and I'll be using my front plane as well. Okay, and this time round, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, or I'm going to sketch the line, and the line starts somewhere here. Coincident to the axis, and I don't have the exact dimensions at the moment. I'm just drawing it as an estimate, and then I put my dimensions out. Okay, so from this edge to the back is 16 millimeters, then from this edge to the side here is 8 millimeters, from the top to the center axis, this one is 12, from this to the center axis, this one is 6. Okay, now I've just drawn half. I don't need to draw the full one because I will make use of mirror entities, and I'll select these to mirror. These are the ones that I want to mirror, and guess what? Where is my mirror plane? My mirror about would be this axis. Okay, we need to select the axis. Oh, they do not allow me to select to the axis. Okay, what I'll do is I will mirror about. What I'll do is I'll draw a center line. I'll draw a center line from this corner to this corner. Okay, and then I will mirror my entities. Okay, so I'll mirror these entities, and I'll mirror about the center line that I just created. Okay, so for SolidWorks, they are particular about the axis, then and it should exist within the sketch plane. So we can't make use of the axis that's created earlier. All right, so we do this, and this is the T slot cutout. And next, we're going to do an extrude cut through all on both ends, and then we accept it, and then it gets cut out like this. Alright, with that, 5-3 is done. Thank you very much for watching this video.